You're joining the State of Business with me, Nishani Pigera. First, to look at tonight's headlines. Prime Minister to leave for Singapore, FTA to be negotiated. And GSP Plus for Sri Lanka within 6 to 9 months, predicts Deputy Foreign Minister. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe is scheduled to leave for Singapore on Sunday to attend the 3rd South Asian Diaspora Convention from July 18th to the 19th. Prime Minister Wickremesinghe, as the guest of honour to the summit, will deliver the keynote address at the inaugural session on Monday. Organisers have said that the 3rd South Asian Diaspora Convention will bring together 1,000 distinguished guests and more than 50 of the region's leading policymakers, business leaders, academics and civil society leaders. The speakers will discuss and debate critical topics in business, economy and policy that would affect the region's future and its role in global geopolitics in the 21st century. During his 3-day visit, the Premier is also scheduled to engage in bilateral discussions with the President of Singapore, Tony Tan, and Prime Minister Lee Sen Hui. The Sri Lankan delegation is expected to negotiate a free trade agreement with Singapore and also discuss investment opportunities in Sri Lanka for Singaporean investors. Minister of Plantation Industries Navin Dissanayake called Sri Lankan tea exporters to positively look at new markets such as the United States and China. He pointed out that the tea industry could come out of the present crisis if these markets are explored through value addition. The minister was speaking at a recent forum organised by the National Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka.
We have very small market in the US, 4%, but we feel that we can double this market over the next 2 years to 8%. But the value that we get by doubling it from 4 to 8 is significant. The ready-to-drink market, tea market in the United States, the iced, our teas are unfortunately not, the color and the flavor is not there for that kind of teas. But there is a lot of potential that we have in the United States. The other two markets that we think we can make a huge impact is China and also Iran. Iran is already buying a lot of our tea. I think about 38% of the market share is Sri Lanka Ceylon tea. I will be visiting Iran very soon. We want to expedite the process of payment. There is a problem in the payment process because, as you know, the Americans have not yet relaxed the SWIFT system completely there. There are still restrictions. So we want to see whether we can build on the significant strength that we already have. China is also a huge market. We feel that although we think in our mindset that China is only a consumer of green tea, no, China is one of the largest buyers of black tea as well. So we have a huge market there in China. So we want to concentrate our efforts and our marketing on new and potentially worthwhile markets.
Health Services Director General Dr. Palitham Mahipala says Sri Lanka will receive the World Health Organization certification that the country has achieved elimination target for lymphatic filariasis disease. Lymphatic filariasis is, although not a deadly disease, is one of the world's leading causes of permanent and long-term disability.
Lymphatic filariasis, a neglected tropical disease, is one of the most disfiguring diseases in the world which causes permanent disability. Dr. Mahipala said the achievement was made possible due to the sustained commitment in case detection and treatment, identification of the infected vector mosquitoes, vector control, morbidity management and mass drug administration.
ජූලි මාසේ 21 වෙනිදා ශ්‍රී ලංකාව බරව රෝගයෙන් තොර ශ්‍රී ලංකාවක් බවට බරව රෝගය තුරන් කරපු රටක් බවට ලෝක සෞඛ්‍ය සංවිධානය සහතිකයක් ලබා දෙනවා. මේ සහතිකය ලබා දීම සඳහා විශේෂ වැඩපිළිවෙලක් අපි අනුගමනය කරා. ඒ වැඩපිළිවෙල හරහා බරව රෝගය ඉතාමත්ම අවම තත්වයකට පත් කළා. අද ලෝකේ ගත්තොත් රටවල් 72ක පමණ බරවා රෝගය මහජන සෞඛ්‍ය ප්‍රශ්නයක් විදිහට තිබෙනවා. වාර්ෂිකව මිලියන 120ක් පමණ රෝගීන් වාර්තා වෙනවා. දැන් බරවා රෝගය තුරන් කරාට පස්සේ කවුරු හරි කියන්න පුළුවන් බරවා රෝගියෙක් ඇති වුණොත් කො තුරන් කරාද කියලා. බරව රෝගය තුරන් කිරීම පිළිබඳ නිර්වචනය වෙනස්. ලෝක සෞඛ්‍ය සංවිධානයේ නිර්වචනය තමයි රටක සුද්‍ර පරපෝෂිතතාවය මයික්‍රොෆයිලේරියා රේට් කියන එක. එය 100ට වඩා අඩු නම් ඒ රට බරව රෝගය තුරන් කරපු රටක් විදියට තමයි යන්නේ.
In Sri Lanka, the microfilarial rate was below 1% for the past 10 to 15 years, and in 2014 the rate was reported at 0.15%, much below the WHO elimination target.
Time for a short break. There's more news on the other side. To stay with us. Welcome back. You're with the State of Business. Shippers Academy Colombo organised a forum in Colombo today on the impact of Brexit. The British High Commissioner in Sri Lanka, Central Bank Governor Dr. Indrajit Kumaraswamy and Deputy Minister Dr. Harsha De Silva were among the speakers.
The process of negotiating the UK's exit from the European Union will begin, as we heard, when Article 50 of the Lisbon Treaty is triggered. When to trigger Article 50 is a decision the article makes clear that is solely for an EU member that decides to withdraw to take. And it allows for a 2-year withdrawal negotiation period from that moment of exercise. Until exit negotiations are concluded, not from when Article 50 is triggered, but until exit negotiations are concluded, the UK remains a full member of the EU, and all the rights and obligations of EU membership remain in force.
We are certain that we will get GSP Plus in the next 6 to 9 months until the exit is sorted out, and that exit has to be ratified in 27 other parliaments, right? How long it's going to take is of course debatable, but according to the administration itself, people are saying it may take 2 years at least. So by the time we get GSP Plus, we'll still have access to the UK, and by the time UK leaves the European Union, we hope that we'll be able to have a different agreement, but giving us the same duty-free access.
Currency and asset markets will be more volatile than they would otherwise have been because of Brexit. It's going to be a long drawn-out process, and there are issues about the State of the Union as well. And as far as Sri Lanka is concerned, there will be impacts, but bilaterally through the transmission, but I think we can cope with them. And any systemic risks that come through the kind of repercussions of Brexit in the short and medium term, again, I think are manageable as far as Sri Lanka is concerned.
After this break is a stock watch. To stay with us for that. Welcome back to the show. Market ended the week stronger, rebounding from yesterday's offset as local activity dominated the bourse. Institutional and high net worth interest was present on Hat National Bank and Central Finance, whereas mixed interest was present on Axis Engineering. The all share price index gained 20.79 points to close at 6,422.69, while the S&P SL20 gained 11.78 points to close at 3,416.3. Turnover for the day amounted to 555.9 million rupees, with 74.7 million shares being traded. The top traded counters were Axis Engineering with 66.1 million rupees, Hat National Bank 63.4 million rupees and Central Finance with 59.2 million rupees. Foreign inflows amounted to 88.5 million rupees, whilst foreign outflows totaled 63.8 million rupees. Foreign activity was seen on People's Leasing and Finance and Texture Jersey. And now let's take a look at the day's forex rates. Up next is the dealing room segment.
The Sri Lankan rupee rose on as foreign banks sold dollars on behalf of investors keen to buy local bonds, amid hopes the local currency would rise slightly following $1.5 billion inflows from a sovereign bond issue. Sri Lanka raised $1.5 billion in its first sale of dual Eurobonds on Monday, although at a lower borrowing cost than initially expected, as yield-hungry global investors put in over $5.5 billion in offers. The Sri Lankan rupee 1-week forwards, which have been acting as a proxy for the spot rupee, were at 145.80 to 146.10 per dollar, firmer than Wednesday's close of 146.10 to 146.25. At this week's T-bill auction, both the 3-month and the 6-month maturities were rejected, and the 1-year bill declined from 10.56 to 10.49%. The interbank overnight core money rate was at 8.20% to 8.30%, and repo rates hovered around 7.95% to 8%. The secondary market treasury bond yields were slightly moving downwards, mainly due to interest from foreign buyers, particularly on the longer tenure. During this week, the 9 years maturity maturing on the 1st of August 2025, closing at 12.10% to 12.50% levels.
And that winds up the show for this week. Join us on Sunday at 7 p.m. on the Biz Roundup. Until then, thank you for watching. Have a good weekend.